Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to more Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 Remake. Let's check out the tales. So we have a people. These are wives that you can get. They're kind of like generic wives you can get, so they each have a different kind of spin to them. So this one is infamy. An unfamiliar young woman taunts you on the street. So we're strutting with confidence, glaring at everybody. And this person's like, you look like a crook. Your name's Lubu, right? Yeah, it is, but who are you? She wants to look closer at us, and she's like, yeah, you've got potential. Be it in a life of crime or lawfulness, what could be more important than standing out? So you better be a tougher villain the next time we meet. Alright, okay, fine, we'll be a bad guy. Fine, you got me, we'll be a bad guy. Right, so we have a lot that we need to do. I also need to get public inquiries done. Let's talk to our wife. And let's talk to Zhang Liao. It's important we get him good. Yeah, he's in good spirits. Let's talk to him about weapons. That went really well. Let's do a duel with him. We win, and our strength went up to 101. Excellent. Let's also talk to Gao Shun. Those are the two ones. It's engaging. We got a sympathy. Let's do a practice. We won. And now we can gift him a symbol of friendship. Make him devoted. And he's devoted. There we go, we got a lot of wisdom there. I don't want Gao Shun to be a brother, so we're gonna not make him a brother, but that was good there. We got another devoted person. Yep, so we encounter Zhu Huang on the street and we want to go to a tavern. Just improves our trust a little bit. Let's same old. Now note that because he's devoted, he's still not synergetic. I want him to be synergetic, not... I don't want him to be a sworn brother though. So I want him to be synergetic but not a sworn brother. So we're going to keep talking to him to try and get synergetic. I really want you to like me. And you don't. Gonna win that duel. We're nearly there, to be fair. We're nearly at devoted with them. I need to get everybody to trusting. Right, that's what we'll focus on just now. We'll focus on getting everybody up to trusting. Let's talk to Wang Yun. It's dull, a dull meeting. Let's do a duel. We win, but we don't get a lot of experience, but it does raise trust even if we lose, so it's a very nice way. Let's talk to Go See. And fantastic meeting there. Oh, so some officers have become 16 and joined. Dong Bai has joined Dong Zhou's force. Tan Shui has acquired some science. A science text is what you use to gain new technology. You get it at 1000 and 2000, so each city can get 2. Zun Yu did really well in commerce. Right, so the first thing we're going to do, the only thing we're going to do in this parliament is we're just going to march back into Luoyang. And this is what it's like. So this is a really easy way. Oh, I can't really... So this is a nice, easy way for us to show what happens when we march. So when we choose to march on a place, we get this screen, the march screen. There's quite a lot to this screen. So up the we'll go top to bottom. So up the top we have the commander, staff officer, battlefield, blah blah blah. The battlefield lets you see the battlefield, like preempt what it's going to be like, which can help you decide what kind of troops you want to take into battle. The commander is who is commanding. The staff officer is like your tactician. And depending on the commander intelligence and the staff officer intelligence, that will determine how many traps you can set, how many stratagems you can use. Also the overall unit intelligence, how intelligent your army is determines your stratagem gauge increase, how quickly that fills up. So the smarter your army is, the faster that goes. You can also select reinforcements if you want, and it will tell you how many troops and how many units. Here we can see how many gold we have, not a lot of supplies, not a lot of troops. We can even see how many strategy points we still have remaining. So we're going to pick Lubu, and you can see now that Lubu is now the commander. So in this screen we can adjust Lubu's unit. So we can give him a deputy, which is quite an intricate, nice, healthy system. So I can, like, say for instance I wanted, say for instance I didn't want to be a cavalry, I wanted to be infantry, but I wanted Lubu to have Berserk and Disturb. He doesn't have those two tactics. If I go to the list of officers and I want Berserk and Disturb, let's navigate our way over to the infantry tactics. We're looking for someone with Berserk and Disturb. Xunyu has Disturb, Zhu Huang has Berserk and Disturb. So if we select him, we now have access to Berserk and Disturb if we were to play as an infantry unit. And we also get stat boosts from Zhu Huang. We get 5+ leadership, 5+ strength. That's only because he's a synergetic officer. Usually you only get a stat boost if their stat is bigger than your stat. So as you can see, Zhu Huang gives us 27+ intelligence because he's way more intelligent than Lubu. So that gives us a massive boost. But the leadership and the strength is only because he's synergetic. If I picked Wang Yun, I wouldn't get the leadership and strength because Lubu is much higher, but I would still get an intelligence boost. But I wouldn't get the Berserk and Disturb. So deputies are a really good way to add tactics and skills to units. It's also noteworthy that you can also, so say you had a unit that was a really weak, who's really weak, like strength wise, Yanxi. So let's say we had Yanxi, right? She's really weak. So that's not good. Let's not send her out. If she gets in a duel, she's done for. We can give her someone like Gao Shun. And now you can see leadership +27, +29, +10. That's just a very rough example. I recommend you always have at least one deputy, because if you do get duels are random, and if you do get a duel and you don't have a deputy, it will be the unit commander that goes in the duel, and if they lose, that unit gets wiped out. But if it's the deputy that goes into the duel and they lose, you just get a morale loss. So that's that. That's deputies. Very useful. I mostly use them for... So the first thing, the way that I usually do this, I usually go, right, okay, leader. And I go by troops. So who's got the most troops? So Lubu, we're definitely going to go Lubu. And then we'll go Wang Yun because he has 11,000 troops, which is quite high. Then we'll go Zhu Rong. And then once we've got two of the same, I'll see who has the higher leadership. So Zhu Rong. And then Dong Hong. Etc, etc. And we just go down the board. So we're at the 9,000s now. So who has the highest leadership? Fan Chou. And this is the way I pick out who is going to lead my army. Note, see, because I put Wang Yun down as the second officer, or the second, I added Lubu first and then I added Wang Yun, it automatically selected Wang Yun as the staff officer. Always remember to go back in and pick somebody better, or pick whoever you want to be your staff officer first. Because that catches me out all the time, that mistake, and I end up missing out on intelligence because of it. So yeah, go C. Then we want Zhang Ji, and I go by troop counts. Not in this case. This case, because the leadership is so low at 64, I'd rather have Giao Shun at 89. And then Zhang Liao. So that's kind of how... And then I would go about adding deputies depending on who needs what deputy. So I'd look at Dong Huang and I'd be like, right, you need somebody... So you're really bad at everything. So what I want you to be is I want you to be a cavalry unit. So let's make you a cavalry unit. But you're not great at cavalry, so let's go to skills. Who's good at cavalry? Zhu Huang's good at cavalry. Look, he has all these cavalry tactics, and now Dong Huang's unit has access to Zhu Huang's capabilities with cavalry. And that's kind of how I do things. For this one, we're just gonna, you know, pick random ones that we want to come with us. So as you can see, because Yanxi is our wife, and she's synergetic, we get 5 leadership and strength, even though Lu Bu's is way higher, we still get that little boost. So we're just going to add people that I want to take with me to Luoyang. I want to leave some, I don't want... Oh, I did that wrong there. I'm gonna leave some, I don't want to take everybody. Right, who's left? I don't think there's much. Wei Yu, Chen Liang, Pang Zi. Right, okay, I think we're gonna leave that there, and we're gonna take this, all this people with us to Luoyang. And there's no one there, so it's an easy win for us. I just wanted to demonstrate what invading was like, setting up your army, how I go about it, etc, etc. So we won that, an easy fight. We moved back into Luoyang. And because we invaded or moved, that's the strategy session over. So because we're in Luoyang and because we just burned it to the ground, it's very weak. Like very, very weak. So we can't do public order because it's in a riot in the minute, but we can do cultivate land. So let's go. I want you 3 to do cultivate. Try and get that at least. We'll try and get that at least to positive. And then yes, please, the rest of you repair. Sima Hui is like, you're becoming a bad guy. Notorious should become, the harder it will be to form connections. So yeah, infamy generally is not great in my opinion. So right here we can pick between historical or fictional. So we can go, the anti-Dongzhuo coalition dissolves. It's after January 191, and it's 1 month after the Chang'an, and there's a coalition force. We can only do this if they win, essentially. If the coalition beats us, which I've never had happen. But if that happens, that's a fictional scenario. We're going to go with just historical. So infighting has spread within the coalition army, as it did in history. Their alliance is gone. And now Dongzhuo was like, this is our time. So the coalition has disbanded, so it's now there, and we get the beauty trap stratagem. We can do this. So the beauty trap stratagem. Wang Yun attempts the beauty trap stratagem in order to restrain Dongzhuo and Lu Bu. Lu Bu and Diao Chan become friendly, as does Dongzhuo and Diao Chan joins Dongzhuo's force. So Dongzhuo is terrorizing the land, and Wang Yun, who's in our city, is like, oh man, this sucks. Diao Chan is a fictional character, she's not in history, she's fictional. But Diao Chan's like, whoa, what can I do? And he's like, well, you're gonna have to do some stuff, Diao Chan.
有没有小女子能帮大人养育之恩？
So Wang Yun comes up with this plan to strike a wedge between Lu Bu and Dong Zhuo.
吕将军乃当世无双。对了，
So he gets Diao Chan to dance for Lord Bu Bu,
是
and he obviously becomes entranced by her.
来，还
小女子貂蝉。
吕将军若不嫌弃，可愿让王某尝想。
And Wang Yun's like, hey, do you want to marry her?
什么？
And Lu Bu's like, oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And then as soon as Lu Bu left, Wang Yun invites Dong Zhuo and does the same thing.
董太师如今执掌貂蝉，
是
此女名为
司徒大人。
保重啊。
So yeah, he offered Diao Chan to Lu Bu to marry, but then gave her to Dong Zhuo. And the whole point of this is to drive a wedge. So Diao Chan has now joined the force. I wonder does she join here? No, she joins in a different one. Oh, Hua To is in this area. Let's go back to Tales. Announcing a Lord's Duel. This is a repeatable tale. It's just basically a big massive duel, but a 3-tier duel championship kind of thing that you host within your force. So Dongzhuo was like, yeah, okay, we need to do some training. Let's do a martial competition. And then next month the duel will take place. And here we go, got a request. A request to help jailbreak. Cornwalls have been captured. If you free them, I'll give you a reward. Yes, we will do this because we're going to be evil. Facilitate the jailbreak. Okay, so now we have that there. Right, so let's first off come over here and look at this. We have some wisdom to spend. We can get another support. Very useful, very necessary. Let's do the jailbreak. So we're sneaking about, getting these guys out. And he's running away, and then an officer. So we can either bribe them, which is a debate, or attack them. We're obviously going to attack them. And we're not going to do a duel because it's an easy win. So what he's saying is, hey, you got me out, but our boss is still in there. And if you rescue the boss, you can get an even better reward. So we'll go back and rescue the boss. And then another officer who's better than the one we did last time, which is why this is a little bit trickier. But we still beat him because we're Lu Bu. So now we get to pick gold or goods. Gold or goods. We're going to go goods, which is a specialty item. So we got a symbol of friendship and a specialty item, and our notorious reputation went up. What specialty item did we get? We got a jade disc, which boosts our charisma by 1. Not a great boost, but a boost nonetheless. Okay, so let's go back to talking to people. You want to befriend travelers. They are generally very good. Generally very good. They give you unique events and that, so we want to talk to travelers whenever we see them and get them up to devoted. So here, here's a gift. Let's talk to Gao Shun again. Another sympathy, one more, and he is synergetic. Let's talk to Zhang Liao. Oh, it was engaging. And we got sympathy, and we can make him devoted. So that was good. So he's now devoted, and we now get all his wisdom. And he has 1 synergy, so we're getting there. Let's learn. We're never really going to be an infantry, but we've got the wisdom, might as well use it. We'll learn Disturb. And we do have an ingenuity, so I want to learn Eloquence. Helps with employing people. And out of naval and weaponry, I would rather have weaponry. So yeah, we got a lot of wisdom there just from doing that, but we're out of... What's the treasure really looking like? Yeah, very, very bare.
你好。
And there's Sun He. Remember, we met him on the road to Zhucheng when we went to go investigate that city for the free officer. So he's now in Luoyang, and he's like meeting me now.
知道了。
So me and Sun He seems to be getting along. Then we got synergy with Sun He. We've got 3 tails. Okay, so let's do the Lord's Duel. Okay, so basically it's sort of like a random selection of officers from his force that we will duel. So we're going to go up against Wei Yue. I'm not going to do the duel because it's Lu Bu. We're definitely going to win. Okay, so we beat the first one, and you can lose the first one, and if you lose the first one, you get knocked out of the tournament. And Lei Zhu is going to go next. He's worse than Wei Yue. Usually they get better.
什么？
And beat that, and now it's Zhang Liao. And I'm confident we can do that. Yeah, we can. So because we won all 3, we get 100 experience. If we lose at all, we get 50. So it's generally quite a good thing to do. You always want to do it. Right, we've got a lot to do. We'll do the death of Sun Jiantail first. So Sun Jian versus Liu Biao. So he's mad that he lost all of his troops, and he's gonna go after Liu Biao and attack him. Yep, he's mad. Very mad. He's gonna attack Liu Biao. Sun Jing is like, oh come on, no, don't do that, Charlene, you're getting yourself angry. But Sun Jian's like, no, we are attacking. Liu Biao is obviously not very on good terms with Sun Jian right now because of the Imperial Seal debacle. So Sun Jian and Liu Biao are going to go at it. We've got the secret meeting at the Fengyi Pavillion. So Lu Bu secretly meets with Diao Chan at the Fengyi Pavillion.
Fengyi亭，乃董卓府邸中的庭院。貂蝉，为何约在此处与我相见？貂蝉，
吕将军，小女子怕是无法实现与将军成亲的约定了。
发生什么事了？
小女子被董卓看上，召入府内，因此才会与将军相约在此。小女子只想让将军明白，即使成为了董卓的妾室，此心仍深系将军。
可恶，岂有此理！我这就去找董卓，与他当面对质，好好问个明白。
万万不可，此举只会徒生祸端。小女子甘冒风险来此相见，便是最好的明证。吕将军，
无耻蠢材，在对洒家的女人做什么？
这里有小女子来解释，将军快逃！
看我将那厮打得落花流水！
将军，请听小女子一言。义父王允如今正奉旨行事，既负圣旨， 将军自当为大义所归。董卓独揽，讨贼之后，将军定将成为世人称赞的真英雄。
真英雄？是吗？
还请务必忍耐，英雄挥舞金戈之时，必将到来。
我明白了，我先离开吧。貂蝉，抱歉，要暂时委屈你了。
可恶！休想逃吕布！你这个忘恩负义的家伙！
在貂蝉的说服下，吕布虽然免于被追究幽会之罪，但此事仍让他与董卓之间产生了不可弥合的嫌隙。后世所谓的美女连环计，至此已万事俱备，接下来只需静待动手的时机即可。
真英雄吗？此语仿若镜花水月，纵然听着诱人，但在瞬息万变的时事中，何尝不是转瞬即逝的浮名？即便英雄一时，但之后又将如何？
So that was one of 6 movies in the game. There's a trophy for watching all 6. We've just watched the first one. So we are now disinterested with Dong Zhuo. We are now not on good terms with him because of this. Obviously. So, thanks for being here for this episode, and I'll see you... Pardon me. I'll see you next time. Take care.